Maria, a high schooler, lives with her parents, Dan and Amy. Her closest companion since childhood is Lily, who rides the school bus with her every morning. Although Maria is gentle and reserved, she frequently becomes the target of harassment from several boys at school, particularly one named Mark. Because she lacks the courage to defend herself, the bullying continues. Whispers and rumors about her also circulate in the halls, so Maria often hides behind her earphones to block out the noise. Meanwhile, Lily is dating Sean, a talented ice skater. Their constant displays of affection stir a quiet jealousy in Maria, who feels overshadowed by their closeness. At home, Amy brings up an upcoming winter ice skating party and encourages Maria to attend. Instead of feeling excited, Maria reacts with frustration and snaps when her mother presses the issue. Her parents, who only maintain a social circle with Lily's family, are worried about Maria's isolation and lack of confidence. They talk privately about their concerns, unaware that Maria is listening from a staircase. Hurt by what she overhears, Maria retreats to her bedroom. There, while staring in her mirror, she notices a hidden photograph tucked in its frame, an image of two baby twins. Later, during a shower, something terrifying occurs. Her reflection in the steamed-up mirror stops mirroring her movements. When she wipes away the condensation, her reflection grins back at her, sending a chill down her spine. The next morning, Maria prepares to leave for school, but freezes when she sees Mark loitering at the bus stop. Luckily, Lily shows up in her stylish car and offers her a ride. At school, however, Maria cannot escape him. Mark once again taunts her in the hallway. When he shoves her, Sean steps in to help her back on her feet. Mark mocks Sean for defending her, calling his standards pathetic. Sean bristles at the insult, but before the tension escalates, their classmates intervene to pull them apart. Maria cannot sleep due to the continuous bullying, until one day, she hears mysterious voices calling her from bathroom. She goes there and sees herself in the mirror, turning her body, but this time Maria is not surprised and begins to speak with her, asking who she is. She answers that her name is Aram, and she is Maria from inside the mirror world. She claims to be everywhere when Maria sees her in the mirror, and says that what Maria sees is herself. She then wants to offer her help to drive away her sadness, because she knows what Maria desires from the deepest part of her heart. Maria is certainly not 100% convinced by what she says, but she wants to accept Aram's presence, and they become closer. The next day, Maria appears more cheerful than usual, and her parents notice this when they have breakfast. On this occasion, Maria tells her parents that she will attend the dance party later, but she does not have a partner yet. However, this is enough to make her parents happy. At school, Lily reveals that she will teach Maria to ice skate, because until now, she still cannot do it. When Lily asks if they should practice today, Maria replies that she has a father-daughter date today, which her friend finds strange. Then, after school, Maria visits her father's workplace, which is a place for beautifying women. There, she meets her father after he examines a patient, and her father meets a regular patient who is having nose surgery, but Dan says he does not remember having an appointment with her. However, the woman replies that she took the initiative to come. Since Dan has an appointment with his daughter, he immediately examines the woman's nose, and the woman seems happy to have her face touched, which Maria finds strange, like, "What is this girl doing? It looks like she wants to get close to my dad." After that, they go on a date by watching a movie, and after watching, by coincidence, she meets her bully, Mark. Mark automatically pretends to be nice in front of Maria's father, even wanting to do a fist bump, but her father finds this strange and seems to know that his daughter is being bullied by that boy. On the way home, her father talks about Maria's birthday and wants to give her a gift earlier than usual, so he tells her to come to his office tomorrow after school. That night, when speaking again with her twin, Aram asks, "Do you really believe your father cares?" Maria answers yes, because her father will buy her a car, so she will not ride the bus with the bullies anymore. The next day after school, Maria visits her father's workplace and is disappointed that the gift turns out to be a beauty treatment from her father. Although his daughter is already pretty, her father still wants to beautify her, so Maria reluctantly agrees to her father, even though Maria actually does not like it. Because of this, Maria thinks that Aram's statement is true and feels that only her mother truly cares about her. But Aram says that she is weak because she will do everything her father says, thinking that her husband cares about her. In the end, they laugh, and her mother suddenly approaches them. Her mother then asks, "Who are you talking to?" Maria replies, "No one," while still laughing with her twin. Amy then tells her husband about this incident, that their child is acting strange. But her husband tries to calm her down and tells her to take her sleeping pills. As she's about to sleep, she says that her usual nightmare has returned, and it keeps coming back. The next day, Maria and Lily begin ice skating practice. But during practice, Lily seems unmotivated to teach Maria, causing her to fall repeatedly. Even when Maria falls, Lily does not help her up and skates around. She also mentions her boyfriend, saying that he belongs to her, which Lily seems to know means Maria wants to steal her boyfriend from her. Finally, Lily distances herself from Maria and lets her keep falling on the ice. This makes Maria want to share with Aram about Lily and talk about her past when Lily left her alone. Aram says that Lily only pretends to be her friend, but Maria has never realized that. Then, she wants to offer her help again and knows that Maria actually has a lot of pain inside her. So she tells Maria to put both her hands on a mirror and kiss the mirror, aiming to let Aram enter the real world. However, their actions are interrupted by her mother, who has a surprise for her. The surprise is a hair clip for Maria, and her mother asks her to have fun at the dance party, which Aram certainly answers yes to in the mirror. At the party, Maria still tries to stay stable while ice skating, and Sean helps her. This makes Maria happy because she has actually had a crush on Sean for a long time. They even hug, and Lily sees them. This makes Maria uncomfortable, as she slips and falls onto the ice, her hair clip coming off. In front of her, Mark sees her fall and wants to help her up, but when Maria gives him her hand, Sean pulls her onto the ice instead, which causes Maria pain while others laugh at her. Finally, she decides to return to the mirror and calls Aram. After much pleading for her to appear, Aram finally appears, and Maria kisses the mirror, making her personality completely change in the real world, while Maria takes her place in the mirror world. Aram does not like cute things, but she prefers things that can make her feel high, and she plans her revenge. Meanwhile, her mother has a nightmare in the hospital, realizing that something went wrong when she gave birth to Maria back then. At breakfast, Aram visibly eats her breakfast heartily and prepares to enter her school, this time without wearing the earphones she usually uses. Inside, Mark and his friends start teasing her, so Aram retaliates by saying something disgusting in Mark's ear. Then Sean approaches her and returns her hair clip that fell during the ice skating dance. Suddenly, Lily arrives and apologizes for what she did last night. Nevertheless, Aram still holds a grudge against her and asks her again to teach her how to ice skate. Next, at her father's workplace, Aram asks the administrator for the hot chocolate she once drank, so the administrator goes to make it. However, the administrator does not realize it is just a trick by Aram to call the woman whose nose was operated on and offer her an appointment to meet her father. After the administrator returns, Aram tells her to pick up her mother, using the excuse that it is her father's order. So the administrator does it, and Amy arrives at her husband's workplace, along with the woman whose nose was operated on. In the elevator, Amy admires the woman's beautiful dress, to which the woman replies that the dress is Dan's favorite. This makes Amy unhappy to hear, and her husband is then found to be having an affair. Upon arriving home, Aram is happy to see her mother sad, apparently after fighting with her husband. When Aram reveals that she knows her father kissed other women, her mother slaps her, causing her to go back to her room. In the mirror, Maria briefly objects to what her twin has done, but Aram reminds her again that she can do something Maria truly dares not do, and it is time for the truth to be revealed. Aram says they deserve it, and it is time for them to face the consequences. When she says they are sinners, this confuses Maria, who asks, "Sinners to whom?" But Aram does not answer her. Back at school, Aram is watching Lily practicing ice skating with a coach again. There she meets Mark, who startles her, which irritates her. So, after Mark finishes playing ice hockey, she deliberately provokes him by walking alone towards the changing room. There, Mark starts to prank Aram again, approaching her near the bathroom, but no one is there. It turns out Aram is behind him and hits his leg with a hockey stick. As a result, Mark's leg breaks, and Aram tells him to be quiet. Next, Aram and Lily are about to practice ice skating again in the same place. There, Lily is somewhat surprised to see Aram already skilled at ice skating, and they remain silent. When Lily performs an ice jump, Aram turns out to be able to perform an ice jump as well as spin in place. They continue to play until Aram falls onto the ice again, but Lily still refuses to help her up, which makes Aram unhappy, and she begins to chase Lily. Lily becomes frightened until tragically she falls, then her head hits the concrete, and finally, she dies. Aram calls the police, pretending to be sad, and then returns to her original personality. Back in the mirror, Maria says that she does not want this to happen and wants to return to the real world, but Aram refuses and reminds her again that she's doing this for Maria. At Lily's funeral, with everyone grieving, Aram sees a police officer there, and the officer wonders, how can an ice skating champion have such an accident? When the officer wants to look at Aram again, she has already disappeared and wants to go home. Outside, she meets Sean, and they hug because of Lily's death, but this actually makes Aram happy to hug Sean. While lying down, she receives a text invitation from Sean to come to his house, aiming to throw away their sadness together. But on this occasion, Aram also wants to do the dirty thing with Sean, as Maria had longed for. At first, Sean refuses, but eventually, he gets carried away, and Maria's wish comes true. After that, Aram eats crab ravenously in front of her father, but her style is like eating at a roadside stall, as she looks clearly disrespectful in her father's eyes. Her father then opens his camera and says he sees a little girl trying too hard and looking pitiful, while showing the camera to Aram, which irritates her. At school, Aram and Sean are now dating, and they often skip classes together. On one occasion, Aram invites her boyfriend to her house and talks to her mother there. Her mother is surprised by their relationship, but Aram directly tells her mother to go back to sleep. The next day, they are about to skip class again, but Sean says there is an important lesson he must attend. Although it is important, Aram still invites him to skip, and finally, they go to a motel to do something naughty again. But before that, Sean gets a call from his mother that the police want to speak with him, so he tells Aram to leave because the police want to meet both of them. When Sean brings up Lily's name in their conversation, Aram is unhappy to hear it and convinces him to stay with her, but Sean refuses, asking, if you don't feel guilty, why avoid the police? Hearing this, Aram hits him hard on the head with a drink bottle, and finally, he dies. Finally, Maria is truly sad to know this, and both of them cry together. At home, her mother experiences the same recurring nightmare, which reveals that Maria has a twin sister named Aram. But at that time, her father says that Aram has a disability, so he discards her and causes her to die painlessly, which her mother certainly did not want to happen at that time. At his workplace, Dan is approached by Aram in a drunken state, so he lifts her onto a patient bed, but he does not know that Aram aims to get an acknowledgement of her father's affection. She asks if he loves her even though she is disabled. Her father tries not to answer, but is finally forced to say yes. Aram feels disbelief as she slashes her father's neck with a surgical tool. Before his death, Aram asks again why he could not love her, but her father is already dead. While washing her surgical tool, she asks about Maria's whereabouts in the mirror world, but she does not find her there, and she smashes the mirror until it breaks. Upon arriving home, she immediately approaches her mother, and they sleep together. The mirror world shows Maria, too, and together they sleep with her mother. Look Away movie ends with Amy hugging both her children, and finally, it implies that they have both merged into one. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification so you don't miss the latest recaps.